hearing voices. I really don't know why we came down here. It's like a white. We're cooked. Oh, there's a car moving. I think. Go.
I could see that it had the feet.
The first video tonight comes from Guy Forest Edge Explorer, a North American creator known for first-person found footage-style exploration, combining wilderness navigation with abandoned locations and late-night investigations. It is April 20th, 2026, in an abandoned forest site, United States.
All right, we're back.
This is part 3 of the first forest.
Part 3. We're not gonna mark it as part 3, but it is part 3. All right.
Now we're all geared up, boots and shit. So.
Whoa.
And we're not scared as shit. Hopefully. So we're gonna go way down there.
Good. You guys see that? Let's go. It's an abandoned pool down there. We're on our way down. Ow. Joe, should we take the real path? No, we're taking the...
We're not even gonna follow the path. We're just gonna...
Yeah, we're freestyling this.
Dude, we have boots on.
There's snakes and stuff. This is a really bad idea on my part. Oh. Joe, we're down here. Joe. Joe, should we go in the abandoned pool? 100K likes to go in the abandoned pool. 100K likes.
Gosh, look how grown it is. This is crazy.
You know what? Dude, I want to walk in there for free, but should we walk in there?
No, but those are all like thorny bush.
I don't give a crap. I'm worried about a snake in here.
Yeah.
They move off the main trail almost immediately, pushing through dense, unmanaged woodland at night. There's no defined path, just direction. The terrain is tight, overgrown, and difficult to read. As they move deeper, they pass unusual markers, tarp, fencing, signs of prior use, but no clear indication of who placed them or why. The location feels used, but not active.
We were hearing voices. I really don't know why we came down here. It's like a white mark. Don't know what that is. Yo.
Your flashlight's so bright.
Holy.
Should we go this way?
Yeah, I say we go this way.
They stop briefly, and that's when it changes. Voices carry through the trees, distant, but clear enough to register as human. The problem isn't the sound, it's the location. There's no obvious reason for anyone else to be that deep into the same section.
Oh! I just saw eyes.
Oh shit, I heard something.
I just heard something. We just discovered something over there. I don't know what, and I don't know why.
Behind me, bro.
Yo, it's scary as hell right now. Alright, I say we go a little bit farther. Bro, we've been here for long enough. The viewers really don't know. But we've been here for a long time.
Visual confirmation follows. Eye shine reflects back from within the brush. Stationary at first, then movement. A heavy shift in the undergrowth breaks the stillness, placing whatever it is just beyond their visibility.
Yo, guys. Yo, we keep hearing stuff. And we just heard something on one side and then the other side. Yo, we're getting out of here. One way or another. Keep it low. Getting out of here. Yo. Yo, we'll catch you. Yo.
On the way out, they pass the same route. But something has changed. A stick is now positioned upright in the ground. Not fallen, not angled, placed. They question it immediately, because it wasn't there on entry. This one builds through sequence. Entry, awareness, movement, then change in environment. Nothing is directly confirmed, but the pattern is consistent. By the end, it's not about what was there. It's about how the space reacted once they were inside it. Before we move on, if you're enjoying the video so far, leaving a like really helps. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time. We recently passed 50,000 subscribers, and that's entirely because of you. The next target is 100,000 before the end of the year. Ambitious, but worth aiming for. There's a hidden word somewhere in this video. See if you can spot it. Now, let's continue. The next horrifying video comes from Jonesy Jones 8, a US-based creator focused on urban exploration and documenting abandoned locations with a grounded observational filming style. It is April 18th, 2026, in a private woodland area, United States. The investigation begins on the edge of dense woodland, known locally for dangerous wildlife and difficult terrain. Movement through the area is slow from the start. Swampy ground, hidden barbed wire, and thick brush constantly obstruct progress.
There's people. There's people looking. Oh my god. There's people. There's people. Oh, okay, guys. There's someone. There's a yard over there. And someone's just looking at us. Woods with us.
While crossing a wetter section of the woods, they realize someone is watching them from a nearby yard. The moment changes immediately. Not wildlife, not environmental tension, direct observation.
Don't point at it. Don't point at it.
Can't point at it.
Bro, they're looking at us right now.
This is bad.
I don't know. No, I think we should. Heard
Yo,
something
I
in the
just heard a
trees.
big thing in the tree.
I ran down there and.
Further inside the woodland, they come across scattered debris and animal remains hidden within the brush. The discovery adds to the atmosphere already created by the pursuit, making the environment feel less abandoned and far less controlled than expected.
And they will like call the cops, and there's a car like doing drugs over there. They blacked out and just stopped. So I don't know, it's kind of really risky here.
Attention shifts back toward the nearby vehicle. Its lights remain off while positioned close to the area they're moving through. The group discusses how unpredictable the location feels, acknowledging that the combination of residents, hidden vehicles, and isolation creates a volatile environment.
Oh my god. Alright. Yo. What the heck? I'm hearing yelling. Joe, something's yelling at us. Yo, pause it real quick. I don't know what it is. Yo, there's something in there.
I can't.
It's like screaming at us.
Then yelling erupts from somewhere deeper in the foliage. Loud, aggressive, and seemingly directed toward them. The source remains completely obscured by the density of the terrain. They stop moving entirely, trying to determine where the sound is coming from before continuing. This one shifts away from environmental fear and into unpredictability. Being watched, redirected, then forced deeper into unfamiliar terrain. The next chilling video comes from Michael Sky Watcher, a grassroots paranormal and UFO research channel focused on documenting unexplained aerial lights and remote nighttime investigations. It is April 14th, 2026, in a remote woodland, United Kingdom.
Okay, we're gonna go where the lights are now. That one right there. I got my eye on you. Can you hear me?
The investigation begins with distant lights visible through the trees. The location appears completely isolated. No nearby houses, roads, or obvious light sources visible from the woodland. The investigator moves deeper toward the glow, treating the area less like a random sighting and more like a location he has intentionally returned to over time.
There's the wall. Here's the spot where it's an open space.
As he approaches, the focus shifts from visual observation to personal interpretation. He describes hearing internal voices or impressions, encouraging him to move closer. Rather than reacting with panic, he responds calmly, speaking aloud and attempting communication with whatever he believes may be present.
I can't see no lights back here.
The tone becomes increasingly frustrated rather than fearful. He reflects on years spent tracking similar experiences, questioning why the encounters always seem to stop short of direct confirmation. The investigation shifts inward at this point, less about evidence and more about the psychological weight of continually searching for answers without resolution. This one relies almost entirely on atmosphere and perception, light, distance, then absence. Nothing physical is confirmed, and the experience remains deeply personal to the investigator himself. The next shocking video of the night comes from Human Odyssey 67, an American outdoor and gear testing channel focused on solo night walks and tactical flashlight reviews in remote environments. It is April 29th, 2026, on a remote woodland trail, United States.
Nice night. It was a little warm and humid these couple days, but tonight's really nice.
The trek begins shortly after 9 p.m. along a narrow woodland trail surrounded by dense spring growth. The purpose is practical, testing multiple high-powered flashlights under real conditions. But the environment immediately shapes the tone. Humidity, restricted visibility, and overgrown terrain make the trail feel enclosed despite the open woods around it.
That's not good. I didn't do anything and it just shut off. All right. That's the thing with these damn flashlights these days. They don't last. Yeah, I didn't do it. I'm trying to hit it now to see if it was up. I don't think I have the box, but hopefully I don't do it again. Because it's only on high, so it shouldn't do that. Oh, that.
Using a brighter floodlight, he begins scanning deeper into the woods beyond the trail edge. The beam exposes how dense the vegetation actually is, with visibility ending only a short distance into the brush. He jokingly references Bigfoot, but the isolation of the location clearly affects the tone of the walk.
What? No. But all right, let's get the
loop gear out. Now we got the throw. Yeah, mine has like a green outer ring to it too. Oh, that's turbo. But with the throw, you can walk on low too.
At another overgrown section, he stops again to scan for movement. The trail feels narrower now, almost reclaimed by the surrounding vegetation. The focus becomes less about navigation and more about maintaining awareness of what could be nearby but unseen.
Fell a little more than last time. Because it has been windy, so maybe that's why.
The walk concludes with the discovery of a large fallen tree, now blocking far more of the trail than before. The environment feels increasingly unstable and altered compared to earlier trips, reinforcing how quickly familiar woodland can change over time. This one works through isolation and reliability, darkness, equipment failure, and terrain gradually becoming less predictable. Nothing overtly threatening appears, but the tension comes from how quickly control can disappear once visibility is lost. By the end, the trail itself becomes the problem, tightening, changing, and forcing constant awareness from anyone walking it alone at night. The next video comes from The 401 Files, a UK-based investigative channel led by Ben, focused on cinematic documentaries covering cryptids, UFOs, and unexplained phenomena. It is May 3rd, 2026 in a remote woodland, United Kingdom.
I could see that it had the feet of a canine with, paws with claws. So I'm looking at this thing opening the door, and I'm 9 years old. I'm sitting on the couch in the dark.
The investigation opens with a witness account from childhood. The witness describes waking during the night to see a large canine-like figure standing inside the room near a sleeping relative. The description focuses on paws, claws, and upright posture, details that stayed with them long after the event itself.
Nearly went. Oh, Jesus. This is quite steep. Crazy. Whoa. Crazy to think that, 15th century, you go back through the ages here in the UK, and a lot of people did believe that cryptids like a dogman, like a Bigfoot, like other equivalent undiscovered beings were here roaming around in British countryside. That was.
While filming, both Ben and Lily stop abruptly. The sound of running water begins resembling distant conversation, not distinct words, but patterns close enough to human speech to repeatedly draw attention. The effect keeps both of them alert as they continue moving through the trees.
And I was holding Sadie Mae, and I don't know why I chose to look out before I turned on the light. I hardly ever did that, but I did it that night. I pulled back the curtain and I seen this black figure, and it was darting at incredible speed back and forth in front of my pool. It probably stood maybe just a little bit above the pool, but I could make out the body, and I could see arms.
A separate encounter focuses on two glowing white spheres observed near a horse paddock. The lights remained fixed and evenly spaced, giving the impression of eyes watching from behind a trough. According to the witness, there were no nearby light sources that could easily explain the glow.
See nothing, and still, you could leave knowing that something wasn't right. And other times you'll catch something, a noise, a shape, a moment, and it doesn't bring answers. It just leaves you with more questions. That's the part that nobody really talks about, because it's not about proving anything. It's about the feeling that you can't explain. The moments that don't quite make sense. The way a place can change without warning. And over time, you stop chasing big discoveries. You start paying more attention to the smaller things, the silence that feels creepy, the instinct that tells you to leave, even when nothing's happened. Because sometimes the absence of something obvious is the thing that stays with you the most. And that's what keeps me going.
The focus shifts toward instinct and atmosphere. Ben explains that the strongest reactions often happen before anything visual occurs. A sudden urge to leave, heavy silence, or the feeling of being observed without clear evidence of why. This one combines eyewitness testimony with environmental tension. Movement, sound, and perception all overlap without full confirmation. Nothing definitive is captured, but the consistency of the experiences across different witnesses and locations keeps the uncertainty alive. Before we get into the next clip, around 70% of people watching aren't subscribed. We're working toward 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And if you're enjoying the video, hitting subscribe really does help. All right, let's get back to it. The last video of the night comes from Still Rambling, a UK and Ireland-based channel focused on wildlife surveillance, trail camera deployment, and remote woodland scouting. It is May 2nd, 2026 in a remote waterlogged woodland, United Kingdom. The trek begins in a heavily saturated section of woodland, chosen specifically for its wildlife pinch point potential. The terrain is dense with moss, standing water, and thick undergrowth. Movement through the area is slow and deliberate due to how soft and unstable the ground has become. The creator identifies a leaning tree as the ideal camera position, explaining the need to secure the equipment with cables and locks because the land remains publicly accessible despite how isolated it feels.
I'll put it there because there's a natural lean on the tree. It means I won't have to put a twig in behind it. So that's pretty good. I purposely went over this vine just to hold it steady. I didn't want to set the camera off. I've just triggered the camera, and even though it's at a bit of a tilt, it could do it a bit more of a tilt. So just looking for a suitable twig. Just think one of these might be alright.
The trail camera setup begins. The creator positions the GuardPro E5S carefully against the tree, using the natural angle of the trunk to avoid adding unnecessary equipment. The focus remains practical and methodical, but the idea of leaving expensive gear alone deep in the woodland adds a subtle layer of tension.
Maybe a bit lower. That one. Perfect. I think the main issue for this spot is that there's a main road not too far away, so there might be some road noise.
While adjusting the final angle, distant road noise becomes faintly audible through the trees. The contrast is noticeable. A remote woodland that feels completely disconnected, yet still bordered somewhere beyond the tree line by modern activity. This one is built entirely on atmosphere and anticipation, isolation, silence, and preparation. There's no direct encounter, only the setup of a silent observation point left behind in the woods. We appreciate you for watching. If these creepy encounters gave you chills, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next drop. There's always another mystery waiting just around the corner.